The Guardian Jet Sales Call Center was developed to help bring all the assets we have to help sell an airplane to the point of attack. And the point of attack in this case is when a customer calls us. I think of the sales call center as maybe the information that the best airplane salesman in the world would have available at their fingertips. We have Argus, Blue Book, VREF, Conklin and DeDecker, Google, GoToMeeting, Skype. All these things are available in the sales call center to help us process and be phenomenal at the call when it comes in. When we put this together, one of the things we found was that there's so much information that can be brought to the point of attack that we felt like it was too much for one person. When we designed the sales call center, we did it with the idea that we'd bring as much information as possible. Anything a prospect could ask us about our client's airplane, the markets, competitive aircraft, macro issues in the industry, all to one point to be available for the call. So we designed the system to be operated with two people. One, a driver, in this case, Elena Shepard, who, by the way, is an MBA-trained consultant in our business, and the salesperson. Elena can navigate through all the information available because she is listening to the call. We'll both be wearing headsets on a call, and I'll be talking. Elena will be navigating through all the information. Let's go into a little more detail about the sales call center. So what happens when we get a call from a prospect? The first thing I want to talk about is that from our point of view, the call is fairly scripted. We believe that better planning leads to better execution, so we want to make sure we get certain information in the beginning of the call. Of course, the prospect's name, company, and while we're getting the name and the company, we're already starting to Google that to see what we can learn about them. We want to know where they found out about us, so we want to understand the vehicles that we use to advertise our clients' airplanes and how effective they are. So we start gathering information about what they're currently flying and what they're asking us for. Then we start to work our way around the sales call center. And by the way, this is always set up the same way. So every driver and every salesperson are looking at the same thing. So we're trying to eliminate surprises and confusion. We're trying to sound confident and strong with the prospect when they call us. On the left side of the screen, we're going to start with our spec, because they may have gotten a spec from a very different source. Somebody could have sent it to them. Somebody could have told them about the airplane. They could have got it in a less than perfect form. So we want them to see the best photos and the best information, and that's on our current spec. Our specs are very detailed, professionally photographed. As I walk across the left-hand screen, we're going to get to our market survey information. At Guardian Jet, we follow 112 different aircraft models. We keep them current, so we're on the phone every day talking to owners all around the world on if their airplane's for sale, what it's for sale for, how it's equipped. Then we start to work our way around AMSTAT. So now we can get the AMSTAT version of every airplane in the fleet. We can find out the prospect's airplane and find the prospect's airplane and see what AMSTAT says about it. As I work my way across, we get to a contact information screen. We may have talked to this prospect before on a different airplane. We may have, we may be entering him for the first time. But if we've already talked to him, we want to get to that information and find out, have we had conversations with him before? And what do those conversations consist of? Again, we're just trying to arm ourselves with as much information as we can to use to help sell the airplane. As I move to the third screen, now we get very detailed maintenance reports. On the airplane that we're selling, we're going to have the status reports, the inspection reports, the due list. So when we talk about this airplane, we can put it forward in its best light. We know when the last inspection was done, we know what's due, and we can talk about that in terms of the value of the airplane and why our airplane is better than the others on the market. We also have on the third screen, GoToMeeting. Being able to do a GoToMeeting on your first contact with a prospect, if he's a technology person, and be able to put in front of him all the things that we're talking about and walk him through it is incredibly powerful. Again, we just want to use all the tools and technology available to us to portray this airplane and Guardian Jet as its seller as the prospect's best choice going forward. We also, on the third screen, have an airplane performance comparator. We can start talking to the prospect very intelligently with industry-accepted sources about what the cost of operation of his Citation 3 is compared to the G4 SP we're trying to sell him. maybe what the range differences are, the different seating configurations that he can get in the airplane. We can tie that all back into the market values. We want to sell our client's airplane as quickly as possible for the most dollars possible. If we inspire a level of trust in the prospect on the first phone call, we're doing well. We go to this trouble because it helps us sell the airplane quicker. That's important to you. Airplanes that sell in the first 60 to 90 days of being listed sell for a higher percentage of their calculated sales price than they do later in the sales process if they languish on the market. So we want to get as much information to our prospects as we can to help them make a great decision, which is to buy the best airplane on the market at the right value, the airplane that you're selling.
Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the Guardian Sales Call Center. I want to go back and revisit the conventional wisdom of 2 heads are better than 1. That teamwork is what creates the powerful product that helps us sell your airplane for more money in less time. So I want to talk a little bit about the 7 touches that will reach out to every prospect that calls in on your aircraft. The first touch is the initial call. We spent a lot of time talking about that. The second touch is the email that will go out oftentimes during the first call, certainly on the first day that the call occurs. The third touch is a mandatory 1-day follow-up. That's going to thank them again for their business and their interest and also keep us in front of the prospect. The fourth touch is anytime we promise material that takes us a little bit longer to assemble than 1 day. So it could be a go-to meeting. It could be a more comprehensive package with comparisons, cash flows, things that take a little bit more time than the speed of light response that we're giving on the initial sales call and in the first day. The fifth touch is a 1-week mandatory follow-up. The sixth touch is a 30-day mandatory follow-up. Again, thanking them for their interest, answering any questions, and also staying in front of the prospect. The seventh touch is any change-driven follow-up. So during the course of the sale, we change the price, we change the maintenance status, we change the cosmetics on the airplane. That all flows back to every prospect that has called in on the airplane. That teamwork, because those 7 touches are administered by the MBA driver of the program, not the salesman who lives in a more hectic, commission-oriented, deal-driven environment. He could be on a sales call. He could be in a closing call. He could be traveling. The 7 touches are administered by the MBAs, and that teamwork is what creates the most powerful product in the aircraft sales industry, the Guardian Sales Call Center. That's how we sell your airplane for more money in less time. Thank you.